What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or maybe it's your first time here. I'm Brandon, and I'm sharing a journey with day trading futures using prop firms. That's interesting to you. Consider following along. If you saw my last video, you know I took quite a long break from uploading videos. There was a reason why. If you want to see that, go to my last video. I kind of broke it down. But so what we're going through right now is a couple evals. 50K Topstep eval, and then my funded futures as well. So we're going to jump over to my computer. I'm going to show you the last couple days, how things have been looking actually pretty good. And yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so here we are on Topstep. I'm using Topstep X. I really do like Topstep X as a platform. Just a lot of cool features, makes it really easy. If you have to execute on mobile, that's also really easy. So yeah, this is the 50K Topstep eval been going through, and we're almost there, 20 bucks away, really. I mean, it's pretty much past. I intentionally kind of left this last 20 bucks because I wanted to make sure that I had access to my to the stats and everything here, because I know last time I passed, I was not able to then access any of these stats or see kind of the overall how the whole eval went, and that's something I wanted to break down with you guys. So you can see stats here, right? We're 20 bucks away. Overall win percentage is about 67%. I don't really place a lot of weight on a win percentage, just because there are times that I will just take some small profit, or I'll close in profit pretty much at break even if things just are not, if I'm not feeling the trade or things aren't moving my direction rather quickly. So win percentages, it is what it is. But a decent profit factor, 1.74, and you can see the equity curve here, just kind of nice steady up, which you always like to see. If we scroll down here, let's look at the calendar. So this was August, and I know a lot of people said that August was a rough month. Okay, there were a couple days, mainly one day that really kind of rocked me. Don't count this first day. So if you saw my last video, you'll know that when I first got the eval, the first day I was like, let's just YOLO. Let's YOLO it. Let's try to see if we can get 1,500 bucks on the first day and pass it in 2 days. I just don't like doing that, and I did it anyway. Did not work out. I ended up losing $1,000 bucks. Was trading heavy size, so this day was not my normal type of trading day, right? So I started the eval off in the hole, $1,000 bucks, and then I told myself, let's just stick to what I know, go back getting base hits. And so you can see we had a nice little win streak there of wins, right? And then this was probably the biggest day of drawdown that I had. This was my max loss for the day. So 3 losses of 200 bucks, pretty much hit right in a row. I do remember this day. It was just a rough day of trading, and all 3 setups didn't work out. And that's just how it goes sometimes. I locked myself out of the account. So even though it was a pretty big loss at the time, I stuck to my plan, locked myself out, and so that was pretty much it. I did not feel too bad about it. Came back the next day, rocked a nice $1,000 win off of a few trades, and so it made up for that, right? And then we just kept losses small. That's what I try to do. If there are days where I'm up and then I'm down, and I'm about 5-6 trades in, like if it's a little bit of a loss, I'm just going to take it, because I know that my win percentage is up there quite a bit. It's probably more around 55 or 60%, hitting full TP. So, I'll just come back the next day. And so, a couple losses here this day, 13 trades. I think I managed to scrape it back, and I just said, forget it. We'll just take $60 loss on the day. And so, yeah, August, I felt like August went all right. There was that one big day, and that was pretty much it. We closed out the month at 1694. Okay, so now we move over into September, and it has been really decent this whole week. Okay, Monday I took 3 trades, $570. Tuesday I ended up getting into a trade, and then I believe I might have just closed at, I think this was probably break even. I'm trying to remember the trade. I'll have to look back. I'm going to show you. I do have some of the trades marked up. This was a nice day. 3 trades, 350. I called it, and then 2 trades yesterday during London, Asia, I believe, around there sometime. So overall, pretty decent, right? This week was 1287, and we're about $80 away from passing this 50K eval. And so, you know, I know there's a lot of people out there preaching like, hey, get your evals done out of the way fast. And I've just never really found that has been beneficial, at least for me. Like, I'm not in a rush with this stuff. And so I find that when I take it just how I would trade any type of funded, it just works out a lot better, right? My psychology is more in check. I'm not trying to just YOLO trades because I'm playing with heavy size to pass them fast. Like, it's just never been something that has worked out for me. It probably works out for a lot of people, and that's cool. If that works out for you and you like to just get them over quickly, you know, win or lose, then hey, you do you. Everybody's different, right? So you can see, let me go back here. I have a couple of trades that I've had marked up. I believe this was one of the days, $250 winner. This would have been the 3rd. Yeah, price was just, you know, a lot. So the other thing is I'm looking at higher time frames while I'm trading. So to go back and really tell you the specifics of what I was looking at that exact moment is a little bit tough. But usually what I'm looking for on the hourly, I'm looking at a 4-hour, I'm looking at an hourly, and you know, I'm waiting for that macro 4-hour. Where do I think price is going? What liquidity have we swept? Where do I think we're moving to next? Where is the hourly time frame? Again, the 4-hour macro time frame. And I'm just trying to get really quick scalps out of these moves. I'm not looking for anything crazy, right? I'm risking about $200 to make $250, and I'll take a couple trades a day. Like I said, 3 trades in a row and I'm done. If I lose 3, 600 max loss, I'm done on the day. Okay. And sometimes it's less than that. You know, if I'm just not feeling it, I'll just lock out. And so I found that has helped me tremendously. The other thing is just having wider stops, not trying to get these super tight, 2-point stops and these crazy risk to rewards. It hasn't worked for me and my psychology, right? Only winning like 30% of the time. That just doesn't work for me. I'd rather win more, make a little bit less on each trade, and hit a couple base hits during the day. So this was a full winner. You know, that would have been about $250, and I believe that was a day that we might have made $350. So there might have been another trade in there somewhere. I would have to turn on the executions to see. Oh, I know this was that day that we ended up closing for probably about $14. You can see I entered the trade, things just chopped around. And again, I would have to go on the hourly. I don't remember this day specifically, or go on the higher time frames to see exactly what I might have been looking for. I am looking at candles. I'm looking at how candles are setting up, which you're going to see in the latest days here. I do remember. So let's see. These 2 trades were last night. So this first trade about 7:50 p.m. I am on the West Coast, so this would have been, you know, around Asia sometime. I was looking. This was a 4-hour swing low right here, and the 4-hour had just, I believe it had just closed. Let's see exactly what was going on, if I can tell here. Yeah, sometimes it's so rough to tell after the fact. It might have actually been a 1-hour. Oh, that's right. So this 1 hour swept 7 p.m., you know, This 1 hour swept all these highs, and so I was looking for a move back down to take out this hourly candle low. I did not hit full TP because this was the first trade of the night. I wanted to just get a little bit ahead. Usually I'll try to build some cushion in Asia for New York the next day. So this was a quick little win. I scalped out at that hourly swing low, which we hit, but you could have seen, 1.25. This would have hit full TP, right? But I didn't hold it for that. So we took a small little win there. I then was looking at price again, and I believe I was setting up, that's right, for the 4 hour low, which was down around here somewhere. So I got into this trade last night, and this thing consolidated for, you can see I was in the trade at about 9:20. We didn't actually get the move till almost an hour later. I almost ended up just closing because usually when I just see consolidation like this, I like things to move in my direction pretty fast. But I had built a little cushion, so I was like, you know what? If I do take a max loss on this trade, that's all right. So I ended up just leaving it, watching it. You can see right before 11 o'clock when it had been our macro close, we had a sweep to the upside here, took this liquidity, and then distributed straight down, hitting the swing low here for a full TP of 250. Okay, and so that actually for the Topstep eval put us about $20 away from passing. I really wasn't even looking at how close I was, or else I probably would have just let it run a little bit more. At least you see I could have got a little bit more out of it to hit a full pass, but it is what it is. We'll scalp out a quick little $20 here pretty soon. But so that was my day yesterday for Topstep, but I also did take a few trades on my funded futures. I've been taking actually the same exact trades. I'll just execute at the same time on NinjaTrader. So if I go over to my funded futures, you can see I'm actually up about $633 on this eval right now. So this is my first time with my funded futures so far. I'm liking it. I am having to use NinjaTrader. I'm very used to using Topstep X, which I feel is a lot more just fluid, a little bit easier to use. But NinjaTrader, it is what it is. I've used it before. It's not horrible. So my funded futures, we are up as well on that. And so this Topstep will probably be passed. We'll get that to funded status, and then we'll start trading that. And then I'll just be working on my funded futures. This is a 50K core account. And like I said, this is my first time using my funded futures. And so far, I'm really, really enjoying it. I like the dashboard. Everything looks good. So you can see here on the 3rd, I had about a full win there. I might have taken a couple scalps, maybe some break evens as well. I can't really remember, but and then we had the 2 wins last night on the 4th to give us this 366. So we had that partial of like 109 or whatever, and then a full win or so. So yeah, my funded futures is going pretty well. I'm going to try to track my trades a little bit better for you guys. Like I said in the last video, I really have loosened up my trading as far as not being so strict on I need to see this exact thing for an entry, and I've given myself much wider stops, which seems to help me. You can see definitely for this trade, I was up above these previous swing highs up here. Now, if I would have been above these swing highs, I would have got stopped out. So I'm giving myself sometimes on average 10, 20, sometimes, 50 points if I'm trading anywhere near New York Open. I'm giving myself a lot of room, a lot more breathing room in my stops. And I'm not looking for huge risk to reward trades. It's a 1.25, and I'm just stacking the wins throughout the day as I see them. And a lot of it is intuition. Like, I don't know what else to say about that, but I have probably spent thousands of hours on the chart now, and you do just start to see certain candle patterns like this. Actually, this trade right here, I don't think I mentioned, but I saw, where was it here? I saw this momentum candle when it pushed up, right? And it had no bottom wick. And so that tells me that that is not always, but most likely going to get retested. This is to me, fake momentum push, right? There was no bearish movement down on this candle before it had the push up. It was just an immediate push up after this hourly candle. And so I was looking for the short to come back down. And that's exactly what happened. Price went up, swept the highs of there, and then it rolled back over and took out the lows before continuing up. So, I mean, it's things like that. It's things that you just notice, that you see on a chart after you've looked at charts for so long, over and over, the way that candles are behaving. When you're watching price and it's looking like it's stalling out or it's getting ready to roll over, I'm looking at things like trend lines, where VWAP is, and higher time frames. So yeah, it's just a lot of different things. I think as you trade more, the more experience you get, and you'll start to just have an intuitive feeling of what price wants to do. Not to say that you're always going to be right. Obviously, we can't predict what things are going to do, but we just I go based off of a lot of feeling and intuition of like, okay, I've seen this before. I've seen how this likes to play out. This is what price is looking like. It's getting ready to roll over, or we're starting to get momentum to the upside. And so, yeah. Anyways, I hope that helped you guys out. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, consider subscribing, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.